What's going on, shout? It is your boy. Back with another video. Finally, we finally got this damn movie out now. It has been a while since I made a video, and like I said, if you watch my main channel, this is when I was waiting to come back. But we finally have seen Spider-Man No Way Home, and if you ask me, it definitely was worth the wait and all that damn hype. Now, I can't lie to y'all, I have lots of opinions on this. I loved what I watched. I love Marvel in general, but this movie was fantastic. And yeah, today's video, we are going to be talking about / breaking down really what happened in Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, I said Spider-Man weird and not one, my bad, y'all. But yeah, we breaking down what happened, what my kind of thoughts are, and kind of just what really happened in this movie and what I really felt about this movie and all that kind of greatness. And we just gonna get more in depth into this whole movie. And like I said, I have seen the movie. I just watched it. I've probably watched it 3 times now, so I felt like I finally could officially make the script and video, because I've watched it at least 3 times. So I've seen it at least 3 times, to kind of get my mind around what actually went down. And yeah, I can't lie, y'all, I got a lot of opinions on this shit. This movie was beautiful and can't lie, insane as fuck, and definitely was worth the hype. And yeah, like I said, we are basically getting into just the in-depth portion / where I'm gonna tell y'all about what went down and kind of give y'all my breakdown of what I like about this movie, and if it was, as great as I'm making it sound right now, or if I just thought it was meh or what. And basically, we're just gonna get more in depth into this movie and talking about this movie. And yeah, welcome back to a Diabeto Cinema. Like I said, I have been waiting for this movie to come out to make this episode, this video. And yeah, officially that's all I gotta say. So let's get into this movie a little bit more in depth / let's talk about what actually went down. Alright, so basically, just to start this shit off, Peter Parker, the MCU version, basically messed up Dr. Strange's spell that would make everybody in the world forget who Peter Parker was. But Peter Parker didn't want everybody to forget, aka Ned, MJ, Happy, his aunt. He didn't want them to forget. So in the middle of Dr. Strange asking for this spell to be done, trying to finish a spell and shit, he is asking all these questions and ends up fucking up the whole entire spell for the worst. And instead of making everybody forget who Peter Parker is, all he does is actually makes the spell go out into all the universes, all the multiverses, and whoever is looking for Peter fucking Parker in any of the universes, the multiverses, the Sonyverse, and all that, they all are coming for his ass now. It completely did the opposite of what he wanted, and sent some bad motherfuckers to meet him up. And if you know Spider-Man in MCU, he's got a good heart. If you watched any of his other movies, if you watched him, in with Civil War or anything, you can tell Peter Parker in the MCU universe has a real big heart. And once he's battling and figuring out who all these people are and how they actually are dead in their universe or should be dying, he wants to try to fix them. And, well, I ain't gonna lie, for a little bit, it did look like it was gonna work out, like he was gonna be able to fix them and they were gonna be all good. Yeah, but that shit backfired terribly. So he really wanted to try to save them so they weren't evil in their universe anymore, / would not die in their universe, which I won't lie, it is really nice to think about, but when you think about it, you're trying to save these villains that came to kill you. You try to save them, and yes, that does sound like real nice, a nicest thing to do, that you want to help these people so they survive and they aren't as evil, like Doc Ock. They fucking changed the thing in his back so the claws don't have control and he's not hearing all them fucking crazy ass voices. Like, yeah, it did work a little bit, but at the same time, all it did was boost up the motherfucking villains, so they had all that extra fucking strength. And yeah, so it was a backfire completely, but at the same time, I understand what he was trying to do, and it kind of did work for the most part until Green Goblin kind of fucking switched the whole subject up and kind of made everybody go back to being evil with their new added abilities, such as, Electro being able to control his shit, way better. You know, Sandman, he doesn't get fixed first, but eventually he does get fixed at the end. But you know, Sandman, I don't know what up with Sandman. I thought Sandman was decent. I thought he was like a goodish guy, but hey, he did his thing. He was a villain in this movie for a little bit too. And yeah, all the villains just straight up got fixed, but not fully fixed at this time in the period of the movie. And it basically backfires once the Green Goblin turns into, you know, the Green Goblin and turns into that psychotic motherfucker he is. And God, I can't lie to y'all, I miss seeing that Green Goblin in these movies. But yeah, he fucking switched up the whole thing, and Peter Parker's whole mission to save these people, make them better and all that, completely backfired just like that in the quick of the fucking multiverse being exploded like that. Alright, so at the same time, Ned has the same powers as Doctor Strange, so he's out, you know, opening all these portals and shit. And this is when we get introduced to all of the Spider-Man. Now, if you don't know who I'm talking about the Andrew Garfield and I can't remember who the rest of these people are. The OG Spider-Man from the earlier movies. And then, of course, we got the I believe that's Andrew Garfield, who only did the one movie. I ain't gonna lie, that wasn't my favorite, but it was what it was. And then, of course, we have the Tom Holland MCU Spider-Man. And when you saw all these fucking Spider-Man suit up by each other and just talking and shit, I can't lie, y'all, I almost shit myself. I was getting so much fucking goosebumps. I was like, oh my God, the rumors have been true. If the rumors weren't true about this shit, I would be crying right now. They would have got my ass. But yeah, like literally I got chills when I'm talking about this shit right now. But yeah, I got chills when I first saw all three of them. And then when you saw all three of them fighting at the end to protect the world, the multiverse, and kind of do their little plan of what they all came up to do, because they all came up with this idea that they all can save everybody from their universes and, you know, make them into the good guys and not the villains like they are. And yeah, they kind of have that same sensibility, but at the same time, Aunt May just died and Spider-Man's kind of going through it. But the whole thing that's different is Aunt May said to the MCU Spider-Man what Ben said to the other Spider-Mans in their universe. So it kind of happened, and you know, Aunt May, sexy ass Aunt May died. I can't lie to y'all, I was sad. Damn, at the end, when they got happy looking at her grave and shit, that shit sad as fuck too, I can't lie. But anyways, yeah, you got all of them fucking fighting, trying to save the world, trying to save the multiverse, trying to save all these villains, trying to get them back to where they belong, while helping them out at the same time. You know, just the most Spider-Man thing you could see. They had a big epic fucking battle against everything and against everyone. And then Doctor Strange does eventually pop up there and is on the Statue of Liberty with Spider-Man's, and he's trying to cast a spell to get everybody back. But I can't lie to y'all, fucking Green Goblin fucking threw one of his little grenade shits at the thing, and it done fucked up the whole spell. It made some shit go on, and a lot of people believe that it was the Symbiotes trying to break through these little cracks that we saw. Honestly, I don't know what it was, but I was seeing like weird little figures, like statue people and stuff, popping up in that little pink little cracking where most people thought it was like the Symbiotes coming, because Doctor Strange said, I can't hold them anymore, they're coming. Of course, after that spell just went epically wrong once, you know, fucking Green Goblin fucked that shit up. A lot of people think it's the Symbiotes, you know, like Venom and shit, but of course we figure out more on the Symbiotes later on, but we really don't have too much info on what that was yet. No, maybe it is the Symbiotes, but I saw some like statue figures, some layouts of people and shit, and I can't lie to you, I have no idea what was coming through that cracks, but whatever that was going to be a menace and was going to be a pain in the ass for everything. And I'm so happy that I don't even know how this really affects it, but I guess this does make sense. But at the end, once they fixed everybody, and of course the original Spider-Man got stabbed by the Green Goblin, you know, thought he was gonna die, but he didn't, thankfully. I was about to say, they killed him off already, they just brought his ass back. and you kill him off like that, I'm gonna be pissed as fuck, because this dude is an amazing ass actor and y'all need him a little bit more. But yeah, so they saved the world and the spell's all good, but the thing is, they saved all the players, they saved the world. The only way Peter Parker could save the world is if he actually went through with the full spell that he fucked up in the beginning, where he had everybody forget who he was. And eventually he does. He says his goodbyes to Ned and MJ, basically telling them that you guys won't remember me, nobody will, but I promise I will come find you guys and we will rekindle everything we have and want and kind of had and wanted, and we will become aka best friends, me, you, and you know, Ned and Spider-Man be friends again, and MJ, I'll find you, and you know, we'll finish what we finished. You know, I thought they were gonna try to kill off MJ, but the nice little rebuttal story about how he saved her, the original Spider-Man saved her and couldn't save, you know, or was it the original? It was like the second Spider-Man, yeah. The second Spider-Man that saved MJ, because he was kind of getting his, what's that? Man, I can't remember the word, but he was kind of getting his comeback back, because he wasn't able to save his version of Mary Jane or MJ. So, you know, he had to get his comeback there. I can't remember the word. If you know that word, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm also just tweaking. I can't remember that shit. But yeah, so basically this movie ends out fucking insane as hell. You have all these multiverses blowing up, coming to this one, the MCU verse, and attacking Spider-Man. Spider-Man wants to fix them all, that backfires. Then Spider-Man fixes them all, and eventually saves the whole world by letting them forget who the fuck he was. Because he reversed the whole spell, so whatever was coming through was not coming through once Spider-Man was done, after nobody cared about who the fuck Peter Parker was, / knew who Peter Parker was. Alright, so before I tell y'all my full opinions on this movie, my, write-ins and all that, I gotta just give y'all a little bit more, a couple of things. Towards the end, at the end, Peter Parker does find MJ and Ned, and right away, it seems like him and MJ have that connection all along. Like, there ain't nothing been lost. Like, they don't know who each other were. Well, Peter Parker obviously remembers who she is, but she don't remember who he is. But it seems like that spark is still there. And also, he finds out where he can find Ned and her whenever he wants to find them and, finally rekindle what they had. And obviously, I think it will work out for them. I think they will rekindle their friendships. Now, a lot of people might think that Ned will turn into the Hobgoblin, which I could see that shit happening now, especially since he's forgetting who Peter Parker is. And yeah, he might end up just doing some shit against Spider-Man, getting some vengeance against Spider-Man, and then be in the future MCU as the Hobgoblin. I could see that, especially now since he forgot who Spider-Man is / Peter Parker, really, in general. But yeah, this is my little side thought. And we saw the cutscenes. The cutscenes were beautiful. Of course, you got the trailer for Doctor Strange. And then, of course, this is my favorite cutscene / the biggest one for the movie, this part of this movie, if you ask me. They had Venom in it, okay? We all thought Venom would be in this movie, but he was not. We did not see this motherfucker until the end. And, of course, we saw him and Eddie Brock at the end doing investigations. I think they were in Brazil at the time, but they end up getting snapped away. And they were like, what the fuck? After they were asking about the Hulk. So just think about this. All these people go back to their universe. I was thinking at first they probably do remember, Eddie Brock would probably remember that there's the Hulk in that, because he wasn't told to forget that. He was told to forget Peter Parker. Now, at the same time, he could forget because of the whole spell going reverse and all that, but at the same time, I think it only affects him on the Peter Parker level. So Venom basically was used as a pawn as to come over here to get the MCU verse introduced into the Sony verse, if you ask me, and also so that they could use Venom, that Sony said of Venom, to fully officially put the sineoids / the little piece of Venom fell off in that little cutscene. So, it was starting to grow into the MCU version of Venom, that sineoid Venom. And yeah, so that basically, they used Venom as a pawn to either create the MCU verse Venom and the sineoids, or they used him to introduce the MCU verse into the Sony verse more. or purposely, both of them, which I could see both of them because both of them would really make more sense. And can't lie, them mentioning slash, you know, introducing the Sinuoid slash Venom to this shit, to the MCU, finally, is hype as fuck. Even though I wish it was the Venom with Eddie Brock, I can't lie, I hope he does come back somehow. But it probably will be a whole new Venom for the MCU verse, if you ask me. But who knows? We have to wait to see. First we have to wait for Doctor Strange, the new one, to come out, of course. But we have to see what happens with the MCU verse, with this Venom and all that greatness that we've seen in this movie happen. Because this shit is just opening up the books, and then Doctor Strange is the next thing that really blows the mind up, blows the world up to the multiverse, and what's really gonna go down in this shit. Like, I can't lie to y'all, a lot of people say there's gonna be a lot of introducing to the Wolverine, you know, Fantastic Four and all that, which is exciting because the MCU verse is getting huge and huger. And I can't lie to y'all, I thought they was done, you know, making big ass plans and shit once they killed off Thanos and did Endgame and all that shit. But they've been killing it. I can't lie, they've been killing it ever since they've been made that movie. They've been on the right direction, and I'm happy as fuck. Now, personally, if you ask me, this movie was a 10 out of 10. I watched it 3 times, and I will be watching it way fucking more. And yeah, I love it. I love this movie. Can't lie to y'all. It was beautiful, perfect blended, and I will definitely be watching more and more to see if I can figure out more details and all that goodness. But personally, I love this movie because I introduced all 3 of the Spider-Mans. That shit was so sexy and just awesome to me. And yeah, it really made me happy in my heart. I can't lie to y'all. And like I said, I got goosebumps the whole damn movie because I was fucking intensely in love with it. But that's really all I gotta say. Let me know what you thought about this movie in the comment section down below. Also, subscribe to your boy. Your boy is officially doing his work on this channel. Promise y'all, we ain't slacking no more. Yeah, so subscribe to this channel. And also, smash the like button because it helps a lot. And that's really all I got for y'all in this video. Peace.
2 block, I pop up with the Zen and I'll give a damn. Who's that? That's your little bitch, she my fan. Huh.